Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the greatest time of the day. From the center of the universe, New York City, it's the main event you've been waiting for. It's time to go in the cage with CYCLONE!
And I'm back. Your Messiah has come home. Exhausted, tired. You'd think by now I'd be healthy, but pulled my back out last week. I'm pain. I don't know how I'm surviving through 2019. So, hope all of you guys had a happy St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Hope you guys are all happy and healthy. I want to remind everybody really fast, click, share, pretty please. Check out CycloneComedy.com. Check out Psyche Prods on Facebook, and maybe you can enter a raffle, win a cool prize. And check out EffectiveAggression.com, home for the best autographed gloves, athletes, celebrities. We got them. You get them. Some incredible clothing. You know, nice weather's coming. At least that's what I hear. Get yourself a nice t-shirt. Get someone you know a nice t-shirt. Just check out EffectiveAggression.com. And guess what? Some breaking quick little stories. Yours truly is returning after 3 years away from stand-up. I return this coming Saturday night. Let's just get that flyer up. As I help roast, as I help roast a human freaking Ewok. My dear friend Keith Fitz. You guys watching can see the screen. You guys call for tickets. It's formerly home of Tri-City out here in Long Island. Come on by. Originally, my plans were to be really over the top, really mean to this Ewok and to everybody else. Just really dig into roasts. Comments, but I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Be better. Kill him with smart humor. Up here. Not the vicious stuff, the intellectual stuff. So that's what I'm going to be hitting him with on Saturday. Now, we got so much to talk about in the world of MMA, including some MMA, UFC breaking news. And we have some games coming up much later. And we're going to start all of this stuff off talking about the sweet, sweet science of boxing when we come back.
This is Frank Edgar. This is the Barbarian Tim Bosch.
I'm World Series of Fighting undefeated lightweight champion Justin Gaethje.
MMA legend, UFC Hall of Famer, Iceman. Check it out. If you got the guts, step in the cage with CYCLONE.
Okie dokie. So, where are we going to start? We are going to start with Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia. And what in the world can I say about this? Clash. I'm not going to say it's, like Hogan Andre or like Hogan, I don't know who else you want to compare him to. But in boxing right now, this was a pretty important fight that had to happen. Mikey Garcia did something that boxers don't do. He did something that most athletes don't do. Went up not one but 2 weight classes, puts his undefeated record on the line. I mean, he's walking in a 3, division champ. He's going to leave a 3 division champ, possibly a 4th, because the only belt on the line was Errol Spence Jr.'s welterweight championship. And here's the thing. When you make that type of move, you know the odds are stacked against you. Up 2 weight classes, you're a good small guy, and you're going up there against a dangerous, bigger, better guy that's a killer. That being said, Errol Spence was basically in a no-win situation. If he knocks out Mikey Garcia, hey, you did what you were supposed to do. You don't knock him out, then everybody questions you on your abilities. It's a no-win. You always should try to be in a win-win, not a no-win situation. Look, and if you guys don't know, clean sweep, unanimous decision, Errol Spence improves to now 25-0. Mikey falls down to 39-1. Look, Errol started off jabbing and kept a good solid distance where the jab was just touching Mikey. All right, and I think it was the 9th or the 10th round. He was getting popped really bad after a while. Errol was working the body, working combos. And Robert Garcia, who is Mikey's brother and his corner, wanted to throw the towel in. And Mikey Garcia, to his credit, told his brother, no, I want to at least finish this fight. Got to give him credit. Now, what's left for Mikey to do? Okay. Only one thing left. Mikey drops all the way back down to his division, to the land where he dominates. Who's next for him? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe a Jose Pedraza? I can see that type of a fight happening. Just to give Mikey more confidence again. Because, look, even though he said all the right things going into this fight with Errol Spence, I'm going to win, I'm better than him, I'm faster than him, better defense than him. Somewhere in the bowels of his mind, there had to be some doubt. A fight with Jose Pedraza, Jose is not a walkover, but it'll give Mikey his confidence up to where it normally is. And who knows, it should be, that should be next for Mikey. Now, as far as what's next for Errol Spence, after the fight, Errol Spence calls out 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Look, here's the thing. Manny's not going to not accept a fight with cameras in his face. Even in a closed-off room, someone says, Manny, you want to take this fight? Manny's going to say yes. Manny Pacquiao doesn't turn down fights. Never has, never will. Errol Spence, if that fight does happen, and that's a big ass if, Floyd will whisper in Errol Spence's ear how to deal with Manny. Manny's 40. Manny's a lot slower than Errol Spence. He's, in the grand scheme of things, Manny's an all-time great. Is Errol Spence an all-time great right now? I don't know. But he's a darn good one right now. What happens next? As long as Manny Pacquiao can have Freddie Roach help train him, it should go good for him. I could see Manny, you know, the old dog, having one more trick up his sleeve and at least push Errol Spence to the distance. I can truly see that. I can see it going to the judges' scorecards. What happens from there? Who knows? But if that fight doesn't happen, he also called out Sean Porter. And like I told you guys last week, if Sean Porter fights anybody the way he fought Ugas, he's going to get ripped apart from limb to limb. I don't know. I don't know if Sean Porter could, on his best day, beat Errol Spence. Errol Spence is on the lower end of the pound-for-pound rankings right now. He has to be. What do you want me to say about him? He's either going to be in that no-win situation fighting a 40-year-old man, 41, 42 when the fight, when and if it happens, or Sean Porter who doesn't fight up to his freaking potential half the time. So that's what happened there. And he also, by the way, just to let you know how one-sided it was, Errol outstruck Mikey 345 to 75. So it was basically 4-1. And at the end of the fight, Mikey's face looked it too. Tevin Farmer and Jono Corral went nose to nose all week leading up to their fight, to a point where Eddie Hearn at the press conference had to separate the two, joining back and forth. And Tevin Farmer doesn't normally do that sort of thing. He's not a trash talker. But Corral, being the Irishman, being the, I hate to say, the light version of Connor, started the trash talk, and Tevin came right back at him. And that wound up being another just generic, not shocking, the favorite winning Tevin Farmer giving Jono his first ever loss, and it comes by unanimous decision also. He opened him up with a couple of cuts in the 7th round, pounded away on the body 8th, 9th, and 10th rounds. And then Tevin Farmer calls out Gervonta Tank Davis. Tevin, I like you. You're a good guy. You're a good fighter. I know an athlete always wants to fight the best. The best of the best. Give me the number one guy. I don't think you really want any part of Gervonta Davis, because it won't end pretty. It just won't. And that's the sad truth about it. Katie Taylor, some good news for the Irish. Katie Taylor became the first modern day Irish fighter. First one ever to hold 3 of the 4 major titles in a division, being, of course, lightweight division. She picked up the WBO lightweight title to go with her WBA, IBF championships. She dropped Rose Volante in the first. She just pounded the body. She busted up her nose really bad later on. And in the 9th, she, just cracking her with combos. And Rose is back. I give Rose credit. I don't know how in the world she was withstanding the amount of punishment she was taking. Finally, the ref sees enough, jumps in, waves it off. TKO for Katie. And now, Katie has the opportunity. It'll be fantastic if it happens. You know, I can't do a good Schwarzenegger impression. That will be fantastic. That's as good as it's for me. It would be fantastic if she gets to unify the belts, all 4 titles on the line at Madison Square Garden, June 1st, on the undercard for the Anthony Joshua Jarrell Baby Miller fight. I think that would be so awesome. I think that would be so amazing. Let that happen against Delphine Persoon in New York, because I want to watch it. I want to cover it. So yeah, then of course last night the Irish continue. Michael Conlan, and this is what I'm talking. Where if you're expected to win and you just do enough to win. Look, Michael Conlan is now 11-0. He's 27 years old, so he has time. He doesn't need to put the foot on the gas and start challenging the upper echelon guys. But Jesus H. Mary effing Christ already. Mike Conlan, baby. You gotta just put the ranked guys on a board, pick up a dart, throw it, challenge, or do like a spin wheel. Do it that way. I don't care. I want to see Michael Conlan now start challenging much better fighters. Not the unranked guys anymore, right? It's not shocking. Ruben Garcia Hernandez. I give credit to anybody who fights for a living, because I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But you're not in the same ballpark as a Michael Conlan. And Mike, you need raise the game up a little bit, babe. They said you're 27. You do have time, but the sands in the hourglass never stop falling. You have to start. I think Zhu Can would be a perfect fight for Michael Conlan. He's ranked, I think, like 12th or 13th. You know what? Let me do some fast checking right now. Where is Zhu Can ranked? He is. I was wrong. He's ranked 13th. Good. Take on the 13th ranked fighter. Correction. Pardon me. He's the 9th ranked fighter. Without the glasses, I'm blind. So, 9th ranked. I'd still like to see you take him on. I really would. Honestly. He's 16-2. You're 11-0. I don't see the athletic commission, wherever it goes down, having a problem with that fight. I think they'd let it go. Someone comparable to you, I think that would be a good fight. And that was boxing this weekend. Lots of cards. There were like 3 other cards I didn't get to cover going on this weekend as well. But guys, click share. The 4 of you watching, click share. Get more people. Get more of your friends to watch as well. Get interactive. Start. You want me to thank you? Start sending in some comments. And let's have a conversation while the show's going on. I can do 2 things at once. I'm that good. So click share, please. Check out CycloneComedy.com. Psyche Prods on Facebook to enter a raffle and win a prize. Ouch. Hurt myself again. Effective aggression.com. Check it out. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about some MMA action and a lot of craziness after this.
Hi, I'm Jim Miller.
This is Dan Morigliata.
I'm Derek Brunson.
I'm Nick the Carney Lentz, and you're locked into the cage with Cyclone.
First of all, Teresa, I want to say, we're going to roast your husband. He's going to, that little Ewok is going to come back dark meat. By the way, thanks for watching. Breaking news in the MMA world. There is no more UFC pay-per-views. It's done. As of UFC 236 coming up, no more UFC pay-per-views. That old archaic model of pay-per-view in the UFC is done. If I would have known this was going to happen today, we could play like taps music, you know, or like bury it with old Danny Boy. No more pay-per-views. They are now officially 100% in with ESPN and ESPN Plus. The early prelims will most likely be ESPN. Main cards move to ESPN Plus. And then what would be the pay-per-view is now on ESPN Plus. So technically, yes, you still got to pay for it because it's a streaming service, but it's not pay-per-view. So that's the breaking story, because God knows there's always a story. After I write the show log, have everything planned out, something always happens, something always breaks, and that's what broke today. I want to send out a great congratulations to the Count, Michael Bisping, being the first person announced to be going into the Hall of Fame this summer during International Fight Week. What can I say about the Count? I mean, one of the best smart trash talkers in the game. At the level of a Chael Sonnen, nah. Chael's the best smart trash talker ever. But I'd put him second or third best. I'd do that. Well deserved, man. The one thing that, the two things that I remember most about Michael Bisping fights, obviously him becoming middleweight champion against Luke Rockhold, the knockout that, one of the knockouts that rocked the world. And then him and Dennis Kang going at it. The young, with the crew cut Michael Bisping. Two of the best fights. If you have never seen Dennis Kang and Michael Bisping go at it, YouTube it. It's one of the, darn man, one of the best fights ever. So yeah, I wanted to just give a shout out to Mr. Bisping. Quick also notification, flying under the radar because of all the craziness that's happened in the world of MMA. Rachel Ostovich's husband, Arnold Burden, pleaded no contest to assault. To assault. So he's now looking at just probation for beating the piss out of her. I just don't know. I don't know how the justice system works. If the guy puts the woman in a hospital, busts her up that badly, that the guy can just walk away, even with on a plea deal, with just probation, and he has to go to a domestic violence intervention program. I don't know, if I was the DA in that case, man, I would throw the book at that punk, Arnold. More police blotter type stuff. The Tony Ferguson story continues. And here's the thing about, and I really don't want to go too deep with the Tony Ferguson case. Everybody I talk to in combat sports, especially MMA, I ask them about CTE. And to a man or woman, they normally come back with the answer, they're not worried about it. You should. Your head is still getting rattled half the time. I don't know if, because according to the police records, according to the restraining order that Tony Ferguson's wife sent out, it's been getting worse since 2011. Now, Tony Ferguson has always been an eccentric, wacky type. Now, some guys are just quirky, all right? That's their makeup. Could he have some form of CTE? Well, he hasn't been in the wars like a Vanderlei, like a Chuck Liddell, like a Tito Ortiz, like so many countless of, like a Justin Gaethje, like a Dustin Poirier, like an Eddie Alvarez. Those guys, physical wars that just take years off your life. Tony's never really been in countless wars like that. He's had a couple, but nothing where you say, oh my God. Like Rory against Robbie Lawler. That took a couple years off both guys' lives. There's nothing in Tony's resume where you say, that's the fight. That's the one where you can circle it, where you see how he acted before that and how you see him act after that. CTE is a tricky thing, folks. You can't be tested for CTE until you are dead because they have to cut open your brain. Can't be alive if they cut open your brain. Doesn't work that way. If he has some sort of CTE, and he's quirky, and he's dealing with some mental illness, because to quote his wife, he has been delusional. He has been erratic. He's acted bipolar. He's acted schizophrenic. These are all words that his wife used. So there's obviously some mental illness. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not smart enough to even talk about mental illness. But if you have mental illness and you have CTE, that has to be one deadly ass combination. He came out and he said that the UFC is helping him along as best that they can, and thank God for that. I don't know, honestly, if Tony's ever going to fight again. And quite frankly, I don't care. I'd rather Tony Ferguson get the help he needs. Took his kid out of his in-laws' house, brought him back to his house, changed the lock so his wife couldn't get in. Him and his wife were driving on the 209 highway out in California, and on the highway he jumped out and just took off running. Tony's a little bit, you know, and as far as I'm going to say, as far as Tony goes, I only hope Tony gets the help he needs. One more police blotter thing to go through, and I don't even want to go through this, but Conor McGregor is actually now being sued for more than $15,000 in a civil lawsuit because of him taking the phone out of Ahmed Abdurazak's hand, stomping on it, and running off with it. Personally, look, I think what Conor's going to wind up doing, and I think the smart play for McGregor there is plea deal it down, say, look, guy, here's $3,000, shut the F up and go away. You can get yourself a new phone. You can get a couple of phones for $3K. I don't know if that one is actually going to go try. I can't see, for all the things that Conor has done that should be in trial, this is not one of them. It really isn't. Breaking a guy's phone, I got a problem with. Running off with a guy's phone, I got a big problem with. But enough for more than 15 grand? I don't know. I really, really don't know. I can't see that one going into a court. Of course, then Conor had a busy day yesterday. Started out in the St. Patrick's Day parade in Chicago. Then Boston, Columbus. Drops the puck before that game starts. And there's actually one photo of Zdeno Chara, who is like 6'9", who, by the way, for the record, when he was an Islander rookie call-up at the Marriott at the Coliseum, yours truly would every single home game be eating breakfast with Zdeno Chara, and half the time yours truly paid for those breakfasts. I mean, it was a banana and a Aquafina. That's nothing for the amount of money I make. Now, what I was eating was slightly more of a menu, but anyways. So there was actually a really cool photo between the two of them. What's next for him is, and it's changed from, here's the deal. Conor is never going to be a co-main event, a third fight on a card. Conor's a main event. When you get to a certain level, that's what you are. If you have a title or not, and it's just the way it is. Okay? Now there's rumblings between him and Max Holloway. I don't know why he would push Cowboy out. I think that fight with Cowboy would be so interesting. Both guys need to fight against someone like each other. You could do the Max Holloway rematch whenever. You could do a Poirier fight whenever. And then I guess where does that leave Cowboy? I don't know. As far as UFC London, the only thing I'm going to say about it is my hat's off to Molly McCann. Meatball Molly, holy smokes. Gets her left orbital bone busted. Eye swollen shut, continues to fight. First of all, I don't know how the cage side doctor allowed that fight to continue. I really don't. Doctors have called off fights for a lot less. But she winds up winning by unanimous decision. So hats off to Molly. Jeez Louise. And Jorge Masvidal's overhand left counter from hell, KOing Darren Till. Goodness gracious. That's the only thing I could say about that. Goodness freaking gracious. Now, as far as him and a backstage fight with Leon Edwards, I got issues with that. You're being interviewed, okay? Stay there. You don't need to be going off. Someone's talking, just like my mother used to say, in, out, don't listen. You're bigger than that. You're better than that. But what I do have an issue with is Ali Abdelaziz chiming in with his big freaking mouth. I mean, he did it on Twitter, so big freaking mouth on Twitter, okay, saying that Masvidal deserves the fight against Usman, not Colby Covington. Dude, look, if Kamaru believes in his heart of hearts that he can totally run right through Colby Covington, just fight him and put him away. End it. Don't have it dangling where everyone is like, when's Colby? When is Colby? When is Colby? What's up with Colby? When is Colby? What's up with Colby? Just put him away and end it so nobody has that to say anymore. If you truly in your heart of hearts believe you can take him out. And I don't know if you can, Kamaru. Because quite frankly, the two of you are mirror images of each other. You press forward and you grind each other. That's your blueprint on a fight. I don't think Masvidal knocking out Till deserves a title shot. I think it puts him right in there. But no. I don't. I really don't. And that's what happened in MMA. So, here's the thing. I want you guys to click share. It's not that hard to do. And by the way, a big hello to Bobby Campbell, head of Jackhammer Promotions. Yours truly is the voice of. By the way, Bobby, I need to have a chat with you. So now you know because you now know because you're watching. So Bobby, hit me up. We have to have a quick little meeting. I want you guys to check out Psyche Prods on Facebook so you can enter and maybe win a prize in a raffle. And, well, no longer the pay-per-views, but the big UFC cards on my picks. You guys should know that effectiveaggression.com is the site you guys should be going to for t-shirt. Look, everybody wears t-shirts in the spring and the summer, right? Want a t-shirt? effectiveaggression.com. That is where you go for your t-shirts. You don't shop nowhere else, all right? I want you guys to know that obviously coming up in a little while is Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics. So you're going to keep it right here on Strong Island Television. And when we come back, it is game time after this.
I'm Dennis Bermudez. Hi, I'm Creepy Ian McCall.
Yo, I'm Kelvin Gastelum.
This is Mark Goldberg.
Yo, I'm the world's most dangerous man, Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock, and you're getting tapped out in the cage with Cyclone.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Okay, guys, I can only find one thing that happened today on this day in MMA history. 2 years ago today, 2 years ago today, Fight Night 107 happened at London's O2 Arena, where they just left from this weekend. Ain't that ironic? Yeah, ironic's the word. Ain't that ironic? Anyways, main event, Jimmy Manawa just wrecking and KOing in first round. Overtime, Corey Anderson, which pissed off Curtis Williams. Also, Marlon Vera just wrecked Brad One Punch Pickett that night. And that's what happened on that card that I can remember off the top of my head. Now, everyone's absolutely favorite part of the show, it's raffle time. Time for the raffle. Okie dokie. Smokey. Okay, so we got 5 questions. And everybody got them in before 12 noon today. Susan Walker cutting it just at the limit because there's a lot of work that goes into this. So the questions are, number 1 from Bernard Joseph Green. I'm a big Cain Velasquez fan. Do you think we've seen the last of him in the UFC? I don't think so. I mean, let me check. Kane's 36. Let's say this knee injury keeps him out 2 years. He's 38. I don't see why he couldn't come back at 38. I really don't. 38's still a good age for him. And, I mean, it's not 40, not 41, not 42. And there's still more fights out there for him. Look, is Kane going to go title hunting anytime soon? Probably not. But he could be one of those fun fight type guys. I'd like to see another Ngannou fight, for one. But yeah, I don't see him retiring. I definitely see him coming back. Question number 2 from Brian's tag team partner, Rudy Asher. The question is, what are your thoughts on the upcoming PFL season? Well, I'm not happy that they stick to 6 divisions, getting rid of the middleweight division. I'm not I mean, look, although it makes it easy for me because 3 cards are in Long Island, 3 are in Atlantic City, makes it easy for me. You know, and the championships are going to be in the Garden, you know, in the Hulu Theater. Makes it nice for me, but I'm not a fan of that. I rather some cards be in St. Louis, in Washington, in Chicago. Maybe, like I said during last year's championship press conference, how about taking a card to Hawaii? You know, there's a whole big country out there. Maybe having a card in Mexico. Maybe having a card in Canada. I don't know if you want to keep it just here, you know. Maybe in Russia. You know, there's a lot of Russian fighters in the PFL. Card in Russia might be really, really cool to watch. So that's my thoughts. I mean, I think Kayla Harrison is going to have her hands full if she has to fight Sarah Kaufman. I don't know about the rest of the female lightweight division. I think that with Louise Taylor going from middleweight down to welterweight, it's going to be tough for him there because there are killers already in the welterweight division. I could see Lance Palmer, nothing in Steven Silo. I could see Lance Palmer repeating, or even Andre Harrison for that matter. I could see Lance Palmer repeating as featherweight champion. But yeah, outside of that, I'm looking forward to it because I'm a PFL fan. Just not a fan of some things that they've done for this year. My other admin from the Psyche Prods page, number 3, John James. What belt do you think Ryan Bader defends first if he keeps both belts, and versus who? Well, I think he's going to be allowed to at least defend each belt once before Scott Coker makes him decide, and I can see him staying at heavyweight and dropping the light heavyweight belt. Who do I see him? Well, I think Linton Vassell at light heavyweight would be an interesting fight. As far as heavyweight goes, look, he knocked out Fedor. Fedor's training partner, Fedor's protege, Vadim Nemkov, would be a nice matchup, you know. And also Czech Congo. I think those 3 would be 1, 2, 3 my choices, Vasyl, Congo, and Vadim. Yeah. Like I said, I don't see him keeping both forever. Question number 4 comes from Kenny Hodgkins, my good old friend Kenny. Where does Darren Till go from here? You know what, Kenny? I think Darren Till, he said he wanted a couple more fights at welterweight before he moves to middleweight. You know what? Either take I don't want to say an unranked fighter, but like 12 to 15, 13 to 15 range. If you're going to stay at the division, or I don't know, maybe a Gunnar Nelson. Someone, yeah, you know what? Scratch that first idea. Him versus Gunnar. I'd like to see him versus Gunnar. Both coming off of bad losses. Now, if he moves to middleweight, which I think he should, you know what? No better time than the present. Do it now. Elias Theodorou. Elias Theodorou is in that 13 to 15 range. That's a perfect one, because the higher ups, I don't know if you want to just fight just yet. You know, he's younger enough still where he has time to bounce back from this. Every fighter gets clipped, okay? He comes forward. If you're going to be a gunslinger, sometimes you're going to get shot. It's just the way it is. So yeah. Either Gunnar or Elias Theodorou. I think. See, that's why I keep on telling people I want to be a matchmaker, because I'm doing this stuff and I think I'd be damn good as a matchmaker. You hear that, Bobby Campbell? Matchmaker. We got to do this. Make this happen. And anyways, question number 5 comes from Susan Walker. Welcome back to the raffle, Susan. Your question: should Masvidal and Leon Edwards get in trouble for their fight backstage? And obviously it was a lot longer. I just cut it down. No. No, they shouldn't. Although, if anything, I can see there being a fine for Jorge Masvidal. Because, look, you're being interviewed. You didn't have to walk over there. Yes, Leon Edwards put his hands up first, and Jorge went ape poop. Because I'm not going to say the S word. He went ape poop. He should have never been there. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. In, out. It's the way to live. Anyways, now it's time to see who wins the Shingding. The winner is numero 3, 1, 2, 3, John James. You win. And being that you live in Chi-Town, you're not watching this right now, and when you get home and you watch this, congratulations, John. You win. Yeah, you win. Who would have guessed it? Who would have thunk it? So guys, like I said, this coming Saturday, yours truly returns to the stand-up stage after 3 years away. I'm going to have ring rust. Like the Tin Man. Oy. But you know what? It's for a good guy. I call him a little redhead Ewok, but he's a good guy. Key fits. I'll see you, your tuchus, on Saturday, hosted by the great Les Deegan. So many great comics there, and me. By the way, this is going to be a fast tease. Next week, you guys have to watch this show next week, and you guys have to share. Because next week, this show is going to be a big show. Big show. It's a tease. I'm not saying who, but I got a guest, and it's going to be a big show. Okay? Big Show. Wink, wink. So coming up after this break, after this break, Pinups, Cool Cats, and Comics with your host, Dennis Newman. Keep it right here at Strong Island Television and share that show as well. And until next week, for that big show, I'm Cyclone, saying like I say every week, just because you are not an athlete doesn't mean you cannot be an athletic supporter. Bye-bye.